Hi everybody. This is a quick video about behaviour management. So we know as practitioners, as teachers, that we are always going to have to deal with difficult behaviour. We've got a number of students, a number of energies coming into one space with their own emotions, their own feelings, their own personal lives, their own situations that they're dealing with, and often without the ability to communicate what they're feeling effectively, often manifesting itself then as disruptive behaviour. For me, consistency and a positive outlook are what drives my behaviour management in my classroom. And it's what drives the behaviour management in most classrooms across my school. There's been a huge drive on this for the last few years, and as a result of these two things, focusing on consistency and having a positive outlook when dealing with behaviour, we've seen a dramatic reduction in behaviour points as a result of that. The first thing that our deputy head teacher, who is in charge of behaviour, wanted us to focus on was praise. So finding the good, praising the students that are doing the right thing, that go above and beyond. An example might be, as students were coming into my classroom, some of them getting on with the date, title and objective and starting on the starter, some students not doing. Instead of beginning my lesson shouting at the students who aren't doing the right thing, I simply stand at the board with my marker pen and I quietly acknowledge the students that are doing the right thing by writing their name on the board. So it might be, well done Ellie, you've made a really focused start there. Well done George, fantastic, you've got your book open, you look ready to start the lesson. That positive reinforcement works wonders on the students that aren't doing the right thing, that have come in perhaps a little silly from break time, or not focused, or not feeling it, not wanting to get down to work, and they very quickly fall in line with those that are doing the right thing, just from that small purposeful behaviour management strategy. Also, when they're coming into the classroom, I will greet them warmly with a smile, regardless of what's happened the lesson before, regardless of what's happened the week before, the month before. Every single lesson is a line in the sand, a line drawn in the sand, which can sometimes feel difficult as a teacher, depending on how personal that behaviour that had been displayed in your classroom, perhaps the lesson before, had felt. But it's really important to draw that line in the sand and allow the student the opportunity to do the right thing in that space, in that lesson, in that hour. Another thing that our school has focused on is being calm. So students are mirrors, and they will often mirror our energy. And if we are confrontational, then they are likely to meet that with confrontation. If we remain calm and express ourselves in a calm way, still, outlining the boundaries, outlining the expectations, outlining the sanction if necessary, but doing so in a calm and respectful manner, you are more likely to have that calm reciprocated, or a level of calm reciprocated at least. We also focus on the language that we use, and we've all heard address the behaviour, not the child. And I think that that's really important to remember. And it's also, I think, a good tip to speak to students, to address behaviour with students as if their parent or guardian is stood next to them. We should never say anything to students that we wouldn't be prepared to say in front of their parents and guardians. And I think that allows us to, again, take a step back, regardless of how personal it feels, regardless of how disruptive it's been, to remain calm. And also thinking about the language that we're using. So please can you get your equipment out to show me that you're ready to learn is very different than, why have you not got your equipment out? Why are you not ready? Again, it's that confrontation meets confrontation, and it's about demonstrating, being a role model in how you speak and how you communicate, so that students pick up on that and again, give you that same respect when they're speaking to you. And I know it sounds obvious, and I know we all do it. I know we all try to do it all the time, but reward. Like, just reward what you can. Certificates, stickers, postcards, phone calls home, however you do it as an individual, however your school does it, in terms of their policies, just get those rewards out. We know as adults, I thrive off praise. I literally thrive off praise. And if I get that, it boosts me, and it encourages me to do more. It makes me want to do more, makes me want to strive to do better. And I think that's a human reaction, not an adult reaction or a Sagittarius reaction. You know, that's a human response. And so by genuinely acknowledging students for doing the right thing, for doing great things, you know, that's going to build their confidence, build the respect and the relationship between the two of you, and again help to squash any behaviour before it even raises its head. For me, they are very simple strategies, but they're all focused within positivity, and I feel like that's really important, and consistency. Set your parameters. I'm not saying don't smile till Christmas, you know, at all, but I just think if you set your parameters within your classroom and you show students your unwillingness to move or work outside of these parameters, you are much less likely to get pushback. If you move these, oh, this day I won't do that, or this day I might let you off with that, or this day you can, if you want, get away with this, that and the other. If you are flexible with your parameters, then students are more likely to give you some pushback, are more likely to display the behaviours, because they're not sure what will happen if they do. And so by being consistent, by following your school's policies to the T every time, regardless of how difficult that feels in that moment, that will build over time. Those boundaries will set over time, and students will see that then as a breach of respect if they work outside of those. I've seen a huge difference in my own personal classroom from being an NQT and being 10 years, in teaching, by trying to be as consistent as is possible. And sometimes that means that, you know, students are not going to be happy with the decision that you've made, or they might not be happy to have their name on the sad side of the board. But if you calmly explain the reasons why, you maintain your calm, you maintain your cool, and you maintain your boundaries and your expectations, over time, what is created is not only a good relationship, a good working relationship, but a very solid foundation of respect. And once you have that, behaviour management in your classroom will be a lot easier anyway. If you have got any questions or comments, please drop them below, and get in touch if you would like any resources.